In today's video, we are going to talk about premature ejaculation, erectile dysfunction, and how they both affect relationships. So this video is for both men and women. So let's get into the video. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Dr. Rylie and I am a sex therapist, and this is Real Sex Talk. On this channel, we cover all topics relationship and sex related. So if you are new here, please consider subscribing. As a sex therapist, this is a topic that is very concerning to most men, and it's also because the way that women deal with it when it happens sometimes is not always the best way. Other women are fantastic and they don't treat it as if it's a huge concern. But I just wanted to make this video because I really want to talk about things you can do for both men and women. What is premature ejaculation? Well, it's when men ejaculate too quickly. If you're in a relationship and you're with someone who ejaculates really quickly, like a minute or two, it can be very frustrating. As well as erectile dysfunction, which is, they may get the erection, but then they lose it right away, or they may not get the erection at all. So what are some things that you can do to deal with this situation? Because it's not like you can just snap your fingers and it's changed. So first off, let's address the premature ejaculation. Most men will teach themselves how to have premature ejaculation, and that is by no fault of their own, honestly. It's when they're younger and they're masturbating. It's always about trying to rush. They're going to get caught. They're in school. They're with friends. Something is going on where they don't have a lot of time. So it's always just, get the erection, rub it real quick, feel good, and ejaculate. Well, when doing this over time, it actually teaches their bodies to ejaculate quickly. So when they're going in and there's penetration, immediately it feels good. So naturally, they're just going to ejaculate. A lot of guys don't even know that that's why they have premature ejaculation. I have a few videos that mention premature ejaculation and why they have it and what they're doing to have it. So ladies, if you're with a guy who has premature ejaculation, it's really important to maybe say, hey, let's take a step back for a second, and what can we do to fix this? One, masturbation. Masturbation is super important to be able to overcome premature ejaculation. I just did a video on masturbation, so you can check that out. I'll leave a link in the description, but it kind of explains a little bit about how to masturbate so that you don't have premature ejaculation. But if you haven't watched that video, basically what you need to do is you need to kind of do the edging where you're bringing yourself close and backing off and close and backing off. And that is because that way you're retraining your brain to not ejaculate just as soon as it feels good. Now, this can be done solo, guys. You can do this by yourself, or you can include your partner and have them help you. When guys have premature ejaculation, a lot of times they'll say, well, I like to do more foreplay because that way, without the penetration, I'm not ejaculating as quickly. Whereas some guys even have the issue with oral sex. As soon as someone starts, going down on them, they're noticing that, oh my gosh, I'm gonna hurry up and ejaculate. So, foreplay is a great thing, and usually it will help guys to kind of last a little bit longer. And a lot of guys will say, well, I'm doing the foreplay because I want to make sure that my partner is satisfied because I know I have premature ejaculation. Now, if you're the partner of someone who has premature ejaculation, it is really important to not get frustrated. Again, this is not something that they can just change overnight. It takes time. They need to work on the masturbation in order to retrain their brain. If your partner has it and you know that they have it, you should be trying to do everything that you can to sort of say, hey, well, let's do this or this instead of this because we know it's going to be over. Now, some guys have a great recovery period. Some guys, they need to kind of get that first ejaculation out of the way, and then they can recover, and then they can go for an extended amount of time. But that's not always the case. Most of the time, when a guy ejaculates, that's kind of they're done, and it might be hours before they can get the erection again. You definitely want to make the most out of the time that you're going to get. But I think from what I hear from most men is, number one, it's very embarrassing. Okay. Because it's not something that they can just snap their fingers and change, they do get very embarrassed. A lot of times if you're with a partner for the first time, you're going to have the premature ejaculation because of the excitement and the buildup and all of that. And, you know, it's very hard to explain to someone that you've just met or that you've been with for a short period of time, like, hey, you know, I have premature ejaculation. This might not last as long as we would like. But my biggest thing for that is you have to be honest with a new partner. So you want to tell them, listen, I'm just going to tell you ahead of time, I have an issue with premature ejaculation. I've had it for quite some time, but I'm working on it. That way, that partner may say, oh, okay, I understand, and I understand it's not something you can just change right away. So let's do X, Y, and Z. Now, the worst thing that I hear, and this is for both premature ejaculation and erectile dysfunction, is the partner gets upset. And then it makes the person feel like crap. And then you've got this person that's trying to be sexual, that wants to be sexual, that wants to be intimate. And then the partner's response is getting upset, which again is not going to change the situation. So that just makes it that much worse. I just feel like if someone's being honest with you and they're telling you, listen, I have premature ejaculation, but I really want to be intimate with you, I really want to be sexual with you, try your very best to figure out a way that's going to work for both of you, because typically this person's going to know, well, if I do this, this, and this, I don't ejaculate as quickly. So men, if you have premature ejaculation, you're going to want to retrain your brain so that you can learn to last longer. And I do have videos on that, so make sure and check those ones out. Erectile dysfunction, again, huge concern with guys, and it's different with erectile dysfunction versus the premature ejaculation, is you can have a guy who had erectile dysfunction one time, they got the erection and then they lost it. That is going to stick with them forever. I have guys who are in their 40s, 50s, 80s who say, yeah, well, I had it a long time ago, and now every single time that I go to be sexual, I think about it. And now I'm stressed. I'm worried. Am I going to be able to keep it? Am I not? This is so traumatic for men. It's embarrassing. A lot of guys will say, I just don't want to have sex anymore because I'm afraid of it happening. And some guys will think about it so much that it starts happening when they're trying to even masturbate. Erectile dysfunction happens for many, many reasons. Stress. There could be a death in the family. There could be a loss of a pet. There could be a change in job. You could move. You could have a new baby. Pretty much anything can cause men to have erectile dysfunction. Now, how your partner deals with that is going to play a big role in, is the person going to continue to have erectile dysfunction? Guys, if you have a partner who's really understanding and they're like, I understand, it's okay, we're going to get through it, let's do this or let's do that, that's very helpful. But if you have a partner that gets upset and gets mad and says, well, I don't understand, or starts nagging or complaining, that's going to just really feed into that erectile dysfunction. So definitely not a good thing. And it's very embarrassing, as I said. So guys, if you are trying to be with a partner for the first time, you could have performance anxiety, and performance anxiety can cause erectile dysfunction. So there again, how are you going to even know until you get into it? You know, when you're with a partner the first time, you don't want to say, hey, by the way, we need to enjoy the erection while I have it because I don't know how long I'm going to have it. I wish it were that easy. I wish that guys could just be very upfront and be honest. If a guy has erectile dysfunction, his partner is going to automatically think, oh my gosh, what's wrong with me? You're not attracted to me. You don't want to be with me. You don't want to have sex with me. It's not that. It is really not that. And if it is that, then there's a bigger issue. But most of the time, it goes back to the stress or the change in some kind of life event. But I cannot stress enough how important it is to not be upset, to not get mad. This is something most guys don't have control over until they actually learn how to get their mind and their body connected and be able to control the erection, which it can happen. Is it going to happen overnight? Absolutely not. But if you get on the right track and you start learning how to get your mind and your body connected and thinking positive thoughts instead of having that little nagging voice in the back of your head saying, oh my gosh, is it going to happen? Is it going to be this time? That right there is going to continue the erectile dysfunction. So I really wanted just to kind of point out the fact that erectile dysfunction, premature ejaculation, they are both serious issues, but the partner needs to be understanding. And I don't think that I can stress that enough, because if you're the partner of someone and they're having that issue, you can make it worse. And that's not what you want to do. A lot of guys will do a ton of foreplay. You know, a lot of the guys that I speak with say, well, I just want to do oral sex because, you know, if I'm doing oral sex, I don't have to worry about whether I get an erection or not. And some partners are okay with that. Other times, you know, the partner is like, no, I really want to be with you. I want penetration. I need that penetration. So one thing that you can do, if you know that you have a serious case of erectile dysfunction and you just can't get an erection, which happens. I mean, that's the most severe kind of case, because some guys will be able to get it and they kind of lose it after a little bit, but some guys can't get an erection at all. I strongly suggest using toys. There is nothing wrong with using toys. Is this going to cure the situation? Absolutely not. But it's still going to allow you to be able to be intimate and be able to be with your partner. So I hope you learned a little something, and I hope that whether you're the person with the premature ejaculation or erectile dysfunction, or if you're the partner of someone who has these issues, you can kind of look at it in a different way and maybe take a different stance on it so that you can help the person overcome it, which is kind of the ultimate goal. But don't give up. Don't say, well, I'm just not going to have sex with you anymore, or what have you been doing? You know, why is this happening? Is it me? Don't do that, because that really just makes it worse. All right, guys, I really appreciate you spending your time with me today. I do hope that you learned something. I would love to hear your comments and your feedback on this. Leave it in the comments below. Let me know, are you the person with the erectile dysfunction or the premature ejaculation, or are you the partner of someone with that? And how do you guys deal with it? Did this video help? Are you going to be able to kind of take a different outlook on it and sort of think about different ways that you can work together to overcome it? Let me know. I would definitely be interested in hearing about it. And until next time, I will see you guys in my next video. Have a blessed day.